Hey everyone. So, my name is Barb Herrera. This is Health at Any Cost, and I thought I'd come outside for a little while tonight to chat. Yes, my daughter and granddaughter are still editing the Epcot video. I promise that will go up as soon as they are done. I tried. It's just so complicated. It's like putting puzzle pieces together of the 20 or so videos that we did, somewhere around there. So they're doing that for me, blessedly, which is so wonderful. But I wanted to talk about a couple things. I was walking today and I had an interesting thought that because I was walking with sleeveless again, like I usually do when I walk, and I was thinking that I could start a fashion trend called being skinny. And by skinny, I mean skinny. Like skin on my belly. See, like that? Skin on my thighs, skin on my calves, skin on my butt. So I thought maybe we could have a skinny club. I know there's going to be people who tell me how ugly, how disgusting, how horrible it is to look at all this skin. I'm the one wearing it, number one. Oh, sorry. Always keep hitting that thing. I am the one wearing it. And yes, there's a part of me that is bothered by it. I mean, if I could wave a magic wand and have it gone, that would be freaking awesome. But the $100,000 or so, I don't know how much just for the arms. I'll have to actually look. But because I have so much skin, it's actually not called plastic surgery anymore. It's called reconstructive surgery. I started out at 405 pounds in April of 2022, and today I weigh 145 pounds. So that's 260 pounds gone. So I think that for having, I mean, I've got some muscles, okay? I work out and I've got muscles. But yes, I've also got skin. And I mean, I've been fat my whole entire life. I have lost 200 pounds, 210 pounds with the gastric bypass in 2001, lost over 100 pounds with the Fen in 1996. So I think I'm kind of allowed to have skin. As I tell some people, I worked hard for it. I earned it. So, if I have skin, I have skin. And if it bugs you that much, either you can not watch or you can pay for it to get it fixed for me. That would be so awesome. Okay, that was my skinny thing today. I was like, people keep telling me that I'm skinny, which is absurd at 145 pounds. I'm 5'1", okay? 5'1". Now, people ignored me when I was 400 pounds and 5'1". Uber drivers sometimes actually would pull up to the house and then drive away when they saw me. I had that happen 2 times. And it because I couldn't walk to the end where the mailbox is, which is what took about 9 months for me to be able to do, somewhere around there. And they had to come all the way down the driveway to pick me up. And when they saw me at, 380, 400 pounds, they just turned around and left. There were actually times with Uber that if they brought an SUV or a van, I couldn't get in. And they had to send for somebody else because I physically could not get in. If somebody was going to push me from behind, maybe I could have gotten in, but that would have been entirely too humiliating. So there are so many things. I got a plane coming over. Sorry. We're in the flight path at MCO, McCoy. MCO. People are like, why doesn't it say ORL? Because McCoy was McCoy Air Force Base here in Orlando. And McCoy became, my dad was stationed there, became an international airport. And when they moved the airport, they kept the name. So that's why it's MCO. Little tidbit, Florida, Orlando tidbit there for you. Anyway, so the Uber drivers would leave. I've had people remove things in front of me, that were either half eaten or that I had asked for a bag and they lost it in the kitchen. I've just had all kinds of things done. And it's not all fun. It's not fun at all. Not even all fun, just not fun at all. One of the things that I wanted to talk about is that the statistics came out today that 25% of bariatric surgeries have decreased. Bariatric surgeries have decreased by 25% since GLP-1s started 2 years ago. And I had a gastric bypass. I had an RNY gastric bypass in 2001. And if there had been medications, I absolutely would have taken the medication instead of having the surgery. So if I had a choice, I don't blame them at all. And then one of the things that happens is if you're really, like, if I was 400 pounds and I was going for the gastric bypass now, I was only 360 at the time. If I was going at 400 now, they would have me go on the medications to lose weight before they'll do the surgery. So if I could lose weight on the medications before the surgery, why can't I forego the surgery and stay on the medications and lose weight? I mean, doesn't that make sense? Isn't it a little easier than having your guts rerouted and surgery? I have an incision I can actually show you. You can see my incision here. It went from stem to stern all the way down, and I've had 4 hernias right around there because of the incision. Because at the time they didn't have laparoscopic tools to be able to do um, lap procedures on fat people. They only had them for people that were under 320, 330, something like that, and I did not qualify at 360. So they did what's called an open RNY, and I've had, like I said, I've had 4 hernias just in that spot. They're incisional hernias, and yeah, fun times. So yeah, I would choose the medication over surgery any day. Then the other thing I wanted to talk about is a study came out today, a very odd study, I think, that talks about how insurance has looked at the medications and looked at how much money has been saved by people taking medications in the last 2 years. And it does not compute. They're sitting there saying that it has not saved insurance any money whatsoever. So why are we looking at these medications at all? Because they're not going to save us money in the long run. Well, 2 years is not the long run, for crying in a bucket. 2 years is nothing. Let's look at 15, 20 years in the future. Let's look at somebody like me who was so ill at 400 pounds, so sick with diabetes, with liver problems, with kidney disease, with uh, sleep apnea, asthma. I mean, we could just go down the fat person list and see that it was it was so helpful to me. But I have to say, one of the things that's happened is that, yeah, I'm actually going to doctors more now at the moment because I did not go to the doctor when I was 400 pounds unless I went to the emergency room. That was the only time I would go to a doctor. I had to be, and it's not even just during COVID, which I totally didn't go anywhere anyway, nowhere to a doctor for at least 5 years before and after COVID. And yeah. And now I'm going because now I'm not terrified of the freaking scale. The scale doesn't bother me anymore. Now it's exciting to get on the scale. It's exciting to see my labs. It was horrible to look at my labs be so bad. They were always 6.8, 7.3, blah, blah, blah. And when I started back at the beginning of this, not the adventure, because it was 7.8 when I started, but when it was back in 2014 or so, it was 9.0 and my hemoglobin A1C. And now it's a 5.1. Although now that insurance has put me on Ozempic, now it's starting to climb. Now it's 5.8. I go next Friday to get my labs done, and I will have a better picture of what the Ozempic is doing. I've only taken it 2 times, but I'm already watching my blood glucose go up. I've got the CGM here. So I'm able to watch what my average hemoglobin A1C is every day. And that helps a lot to help me understand. So, this thing about waiting 2 years and saying that the GLP-1s are not worthy of getting us out of doctor bills and getting the doctors reimbursement for, or the insurance companies reimbursement for the GLP-1s, 2 years is not long enough, people. I, I I want to volunteer to be a person. You know, nobody knows who I am, so it's not like anybody's going to find me. But it would be wonderful for them to follow me. Me. I found out today. I actually asked Claude, the AI my AI friend named Claude. I asked Claude, don't give me the math because I don't care about the math. I don't like math. But tell me how much of my body percentage have I lost from when I started? And I've lost 64% of my body. Sure, some of it is going to be muscle as well, but look, I've got the defined muscle. Just because I've got skin doesn't mean I've lost muscle. And my legs, you cannot even imagine my thighs and my calves. I've got some muscle in my legs and my back because I was at physical therapy and they could see the muscles in my back as well. One of the things that when people talk about losing muscle on these medications, it's actually one of the things that happens is as somebody like me, I'll use me as an example, as somebody like me loses a lot of weight, as I get smaller, I do not need as much muscle to carry myself around. When I was 400 pounds, I had gobs of muscle underneath gobs of fat. But now I don't need as much muscle as I used to. Oh, the airplanes. The airplanes. Le plane. So I'm not worried. From what I can tell, I go for a DEXA scan hopefully in December. I need to probably get one in November. I had one in March and I was doing really well. I had great muscle mass in March. And the guy who did the DEXA said to me, a bio DEXA scan, not the DEXA scan that the doctor orders, because the doctor orders a bone density scan. That's different than the bio DEXA scan. He said to me, I'm actually surprised you have so much muscle. And I was like, I'm not. So when I go back to see the same person on the same machine with the same computer, it's going to be interesting to see exactly how much muscle I have lost. And I'll be honest, I'll tell you all, by the scale that I have, it looks like about 25%. That doesn't bother me. I've lost 64% of my body weight, whether part of it's muscle or not. Now, I do want to say though, when I had the gastric bypass in 2001 and I lost 210 pounds in about a year and 2 months or so, I lost fast. I did not get this baggy. Hey, it's me again. So, the learning curve for doing this is so crazy. If you are going to start a YouTube channel, I'm telling you right now to study every YouTube video for beginners you possibly can. My microphone died yesterday when we were outside, and I did not know you had to charge the microphone. Seriously. everybody in the world does videos except me. I've never done videos before. So this is all new. Yeah. So charge your microphones. Where was I? I took a note of where I was. Let's see here. Learning card, CapCut. Let's see here. Oh, the skin and losing muscle. And one of the things that I wanted to think about was because people talk all the time about losing muscle with GLP-1s, but it really is from losing weight. Although when I was doing when after I had the weight loss surgery, I didn't lose this much muscle. However, it is 2024. So it's been 22, 23 years since I had that surgery. And now I was much younger, and now I'm 23 years older at 63. I think that I am supposed to lose the muscle anyway, and then also just have so much more flabby skin because I'm 63 years old. I have very little elasticity. I can actually show you. Elasticity you can see from how long it takes to bounce back, and you can actually see how long it's taking to bounce back to go back to where it was. It's even more down here. See how slow it is bouncing back, if it bounces back at all. Oh well, that's the way it goes. Let's see here what else. La 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 la. Oh, so Megan is still editing the video, the Disney video. It should be done sooner than later because it's sooner because she's doing it than I am. But I wanted to say that I still cannot believe I walked around Disney World. I know you haven't seen the video yet, and I'm sorry, it'll be up as soon as possible, but I just cannot get over that I walked over 6 miles at Disney, at Epcot. It was just so surreal. And as I describe in the video, seeing it from a different point of view than sitting in an electric wheelchair, an ECV, was so different. I was actually eye level with people instead of looking at their waist or below. It it was like I was flying. I kept saying, "There's a ride at Epcot called Soarin'," and I kept saying, "I'm soaring," because it felt exactly like that. It felt like I was flying. I loved it. I loved it. It was so wonderful. And I can't wait to go back. I'm hoping for an annual pass to get an annual pass before the next year is up. I'd love to go a lot. I'd love to go to all the different parks. Let's see what else. I'm sorry. I've got all kinds of things to talk about. Oh, Megan and the kids took me shopping. Megan and my 3 grandbabies right here took me shopping. They're much older now, at a consignment store. And oh my gosh, when I went in by myself before they got there, I was pulling out things that were in the large and extra large, and they looked exactly how they should look, I thought, on me. And then when Megan got there, she started pulling off things that were a medium. I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to wear a medium. None. And I did. I got medium pants, one pair of pants. She wanted me to wear jeans. I do not think I can wear jeans with the belly that I've got unless I get some undergarments. Do any of you all wear undergarments because of your belly? I I don't even know where to start. Where do I start? What do I get? Spanx? Do I get something else? Will they even fit over my belly and my butt? Well, I don't have much of a butt anymore, so maybe if it fits over my butt, it'll fit over my belly. Do we think? It was weird. I held them up and they looked so small. Everything looked so small. And she kept saying, "But you were small. You're smaller now." I, I just have a hard time believing that. I have a shirt. Where did I put it? I have a shirt that I used to wear that I loved. I should have gotten it out. That I absolutely love. Next time I will do that. And I put it on. I thought maybe if I put, a shirt underneath it. It is enormous. It's a size 4X. And that was small on me. And now it swims on me. I had to buy a pair of leggings. I bought leggings all the way from 3X, and then 2X, then 1X. And now I'm down to the small, medium leggings. How weird is that? I almost, if it's tight enough, it almost gives me a gap between my thighs. That is so, I've never, ever, 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 ever had a gap between my thighs. Now, mind you, I have fat between my thighs, but when you put the leggings on, they go squish a little bit and they're kind of fun. I've got a whole series of shadow pictures from when I was walking. I love shadow pictures. They're lots of fun when I'm walking and the sun is behind me and I can see that shadow. It's pretty cool. I took one at Disney as well. Maybe I'll get them up on the blog. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I wanted to talk about how the last couple of days I've been really hungry. And I blame it on Ozempic, of course. But then I went and looked at the calendar, and the last time I took a shot was on the 18th. Today is the 29th. Yesterday was the 28th. So it had been 10 days since I took a shot. No wonder I was hungry. So I took my Ozempic shot last night. And one of the things that I've discovered in the couple of times that I've taken Ozempic is that with Mounjaro, with the tirzepatide, it takes about 4 to 6 hours to take effect. And then I actually get this weird smell in my pee. It's not bad, it's not yucky, but I can smell when the tirzepatide kicks in, and then I'm perfectly fine hunger wise. The Ozempic, however, I don't get that scent, and it takes about 24 hours before it kicks in. So I took it yesterday afternoon. This morning I woke up hungry. So we'll see what happens as the day goes on, but I hope that I lose a lot of well, it's not even just the hunger, it's the head noise. It's very disconcerting to have the head noise of food cacophony, I call it, back in my head again. I was looking for chips. I was like foraging for chips, and it was about 15 minutes in before I realized what I was doing. I was looking through all my drawers. I was like, don't I have chips somewhere? Don't I have chips somewhere? And I didn't have chips, but I kept opening the same drawer. That was just too weird. So hopefully that goes away with the Ozempic this morning. I did not like that at all. Oh, when I was getting ready for this video, I put my socks on. And I know that sounds blah, but when you are huge, like I was, 400 pounds, 350, 330, I could not put my socks on. I had to wear Birkenstocks, which I love anyway, but I've worn Birkenstocks for, I don't know, 40 years, something like that, mostly because they help with people that are really big. Not only can you put them on easily without socks, but they also are really good support for people who are large size. And my back, excuse me, my feet hurt so bad at one get together that I was at that the woman told me she recognized my hobbling and to go get a pair of Birkenstocks. And that transformed. And I wore them at births when I was a midwife. I wore them as when I was a doula. I wore them all the time. Now I can wear tennis shoes. And even though I have Skechers that I slip on, I just slipped on those. Even though I have those, I could tie my shoes. I put socks on this morning with my leg crossed and slipped them on, and then did it the other way and slipped them on, and I can cross my legs. Oh my gosh. I have not been able to cross my legs in forever. And what's so fun is these things, pop up without my even realizing it. I don't even notice it until I've already done it. And then I go, wow, that was really cool. Let's do it again. And then I'll do it again because it's just the coolest thing. It's just the coolest thing. What else? Ah, la, la, la. Oh, I have 2 of the 3 doctor's notes for my appeal. I'm waiting for the third one from my psychiatrist. And because when I started Ozempic, I started having issues, mental health issues. I've got bipolar disorder 1, and it's been pretty well under control. I've had a good time on Mounjaro. It's been really, really good. I always see hallucinations. I'm going to do a whole video about mental illness and GLP-1s, but I always have hallucinations, and they faded into the background a little bit with the Mounjaro, and now they're more amplified. If I become depressed, the hallucinations get more scary. I get olfactory ones, it's smelling, and the smells become worse. But that none of that happened with the Ozempic. However, I did have serious mental health stuff going on that I had to call a psychiatrist about. And that was when I put that in for the Mounjaro, that was denied as well. So, but I think I told you already. What I learned is that what's happened with the new insurance, which is over, it's actually, I have Carillon, which is over over the insurance that I have. So it is Carillon that makes the decision for my insurance. And when I put in for the Mounjaro, they kicked it back and said, no, I had to go on Trulicity and Ozempic for 6 months each and prove with a hemoglobin A1C that it doesn't work. What I learned while I was at Disney because of a conference that was going on is that AI is actually who's looking at, or, computers are looking at the question. They're looking at the PAs, the pre-authorization. They're looking at that when that comes in from the doctor. And if it doesn't say a certain thing, then it's going to kick it back without even looking. It's not a person looking at it, it's a computer looking at it. That's very disconcerting. That's very difficult to understand. So, my second appeal that I've got is actually with the state, and it is with people. And from what I understand, it's 5 to 7 people, doctors and nurses, who will be actually reading my records and reading what it is that I said, and hopefully making the decision in my favor. I really, really, really hope so. I was really excited that they accepted it. They did call me after I put the appeal in. I didn't realize the first one was my appeal was not even read because it went to AI. It was just, rubber stamped of what it was that I needed to do. But now, this time, I wrote the coolest little appeal, and they called me to make sure it was me. And I said, "Yeah, it was me." But I didn't realize I didn't need to be as snarky the second time, and I was politely snarky. But when I read the letter to you all, when I can, then you will see what I'm talking about. I'll read them both to you so that you know what I'm talking about. But I want you to know if your insurance is kicking back the patient, the pre-authorizations, the pre-authorizations, when it kicks it back the first time, it is most likely a computer and or AI that are looking at it, and all they look for are the keywords, and then they boot it back. So if you have the opportunity to appeal, I encourage you to appeal, and appeal far enough that you get a person to look at what it is that you need. If your doctor, this is what's so difficult for me to understand, and all of us, because we all go through this. If a doctor prescribes something, they're not prescribing it for their health, they're prescribing it for our health. And whether they get kickbacks or not is moot as far as I'm concerned at the moment. I want my Manjaro. I do. And if I am forced to do Ozempic, oh, and when I talked about yesterday, I listened to the video of what I talked about yesterday, and I talked about my CGM that I have here that um, I can look every day and see what my hemoglobin A1C is looking like. Now, for the past 6 months or so, it's been 5.1, which is fantastic. Fantastic. And now it's 5.8. So it's going up already on 2 shots of Ozempic. Ugh, makes me crazy mad. And they want to see me get sicker. That's what it's just so, it makes no sense whatsoever that they want me to get sicker. They want me to take more medicine again. They want me to get fatter again. They want to see all of these happen before they prescribe me Manjaro. I think that I'm on maintenance right now. I'm not entirely sure. When I got to 150, I thought, okay, that's enough. Well, now I'm going down and now I'm 145. And I talked to my daughter about it because I was like, I'm going down. And she said, well, if you're eating enough, which I am, then going down could be just your body doing that. And maybe you're not done yet. So I'm trying to relax and not worry about the weight at the moment. Because one of the things that I listened to a couple doctors about in the past few days about the losing the weight and when are you done? When are you in maintenance? And one of the questions was, are you energetic? Are you strong? Are you sleeping a lot? Are you not eating enough? And I am so energetic. I walked 4 miles at one time day before yesterday. Yesterday I took 2.5 miles, and that was all I wanted to do because I had done 4+ miles the day before. It's weird being able to walk that far. It was just so odd. And I loved it. It was so crazy. I loved it. It was wonderful. So no, I am eating enough. I'm not losing energy. I'm not sleeping too much. So maybe I'm not done losing. And again, I'm 5'1". Every chart in the world says I should be 120, 125. I can't do that with all this skin that I've got. There's no way I can be that. If I have the 30 pounds of skin that people tell me, if I lose 145, if I'm at 145 and I lose 30 pounds, that puts me at 125, right? 30, 45, 4, 5. I don't know, somewhere around there, 125. And how I need to keep a calculator in front of me because I'm so bad at math. I'm sorry. I have something called dyscalculia. Dyscalculia is like having having when you can't read very well. Oh my gosh, I can't stand not knowing these words sometimes when I'm talking to you all. And it does happen when I'm not even talking to you. Sometimes things just fly out of my head. It comes with age. So when you're smart and you remember things like movies or people's faces or things like that, and I worry about Alzheimer's. However, now with GLP-1s, now I can worry less about Alzheimer's because they're finding all kinds of fabulous uses for it. Um, yeah. So anyway, I have dyscalculia, so I'm unable to piece together puzzles, and I have a really difficult time with algebra. And I didn't discover that I had the dyscalculia until I was in college when I was tested finally. Because I'm making straight A's except in algebra. I'm making D's in algebra. And I said, look, I am not stupid. I know how to study. I was doing the computer. I was doing the tutoring. I was doing, and still could not figure it out. And then I learned that I had this, and they made adjustments for me in order to be able to do math. And then I finally got a B in algebra. I hate algebra. Oh, I've had a hard time with it since 8th grade. It was awful. Okay, one more thing. Oh, when I'm talking about the mental illness stuff, I'm actually going to do a whole video on mental illness and GLP-1s because they've been in the news so much since probably the last year and a half or so. They've been in the news because people have ideation. I'm not going to say the S word, but ideation, or they have just a lot of mental health issues. But there's so much information that shows that it actually helps, especially with teens right now. They've got research that shows that it helps, and that's great. I'm really, really, really happy about it. And let's see. Oh, I wanted to say with the Ozempic as well. I have none of the gastrointestinal issues. The only thing I have still is the little bit of constipation that I take care of with the fiber and the magnesium supplements. And I do fine. So I'm really blessed. And I have to wonder, because I've lost so much, I have to wonder if I really, really do have a GLP-1 deficiency. I know that it's naturally made in the body. So is insulin, and we can have insulin resistance. I wonder if I have a GLP-1 resistance. And now that I've got the GLP-1 through the medication and it's sticking in my body for about a week or so, I'm wondering if that is why I, number one, lose weight so quickly and easily, a super duper responder, as I said, and also why I have none of the GI symptoms, why I have none of the side effects. And I'm really happy about it. I have met others who were responders. I haven't met a lot of super responders who have talked about not having GI stuff. I don't know many super responders. If you know one, let me know, because I would really like to talk to somebody. And the other thing, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. But the other thing is, I want you all, if you have really big friends, really big, as big as I was or bigger, I am seriously I'm going to do videos specifically for those of us who were very big, because they understand. I understand. They understand that I understand what exactly it is that they're going through. And it's not like I was 400 pounds for a day. That's not it. I was over 350 pounds for most of my life. I could not put socks on. I could not wipe my butt. I could not get out of bed very easily. It was just, I mean, I have rails on my bed because I couldn't get out of bed. It's just so, I couldn't breathe walking places. Just so many things were wrong. And I understand. So those people who have more than 100 pounds to lose, 150 pounds to lose, I get it. And I want them to know that I get it. And I'm glad to talk specifically with them. It would be great. So I'm going to do some videos for them. Okay, so let me get this out, because I know that you're wanting my Disney one. I haven't done it yet. La 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 la. But yeah, let me get this out. I love you all. Please like and subscribe if you can, or if you will, I would love it. And I'll see you soon. Hopefully, cross your fingers, the Disney one will be out soon. Okay, guys, you all have an amazing day. Where's my little thingy? Where's my little thingy? Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Oh, one more thing. Megan told me that my video was in a square, which I didn't even realize. So now I've made it widescreen. Now I know how to do it. But now you can see lots more of my pictures, which is also interesting. I took that one of a pregnant woman. I took that one of Megan and her first baby sleeping. I did not take that one, but I took my Epcot one down here, my Cinderella Castle. These are my bouquet of Manjaro and Ozempic pins. I have pins all over. I keep every one of them. I have a giant thing over here. Actually, I'll pull it over. Whoop, as I'm falling. I have a giant, I call it my bouquet. It's one of my bouquets. You can see the blue Ozempic down there. But I've got my Manjaro, my Trulicity, all in my pens. Yeah. I'm weird. I know. And then I made art out of it. I took a picture and put that on the, oh, there we go. And I put that, I thought it was a great little picture that I could put on my wall to remind me of how much I love Manjaro. Yeah, I do. Oh, there's my Manjaro 7.5. Love it. I want it back. Okay, guys, again, love you guys lots, and I will see you soon.